We are here today to announce that the Justice Department has secured felony guilty pleas from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange, Binance.
Actually, it's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Largest virtual.
Binance.
Binance. And let me be clear. It's Binance.
Binance.
Binance. Council has discussed crypto regulations and legislations at length, and we have come to the conclusion that instead of regulating, we are going to ape a fat bag each into laptop and pump it to over $1 billion, 300 million, trillion market cap. Let's fucking go, crackheads.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we have to talk about the crypto market. I think the altcoins are going to run extremely hard from here, so there is way more upside, contrary to what you're reading in some of the social media forums and somewhere across Twitter. But I think there is evidence for that, and also I think there's also more to come for Bitcoin in itself. And yeah, let's look at that as well. Make sure to stay all the way through, because we are also going to talk about not only 1 or 2 minutes, but a little bit more time about Ecomi and VeVe, because there is so much to talk about. So make sure to stay tuned all the way through. Okay, good morning to each and every one of you. I want to welcome the rare hodlers, the new rare hodlers especially, but also everyone who is here a long time. I see some of them in the chat. If you're a rare hodler here, make sure to drop it in the chat. Even if you're not on with that specific account, make sure to claim your spot here in the chat. We have Steve O the Devo, or the Devo, Steve-O the Devo, right here, new rare hodler, welcome to the fam, as well as Trucking Hank and Chris Klein in the chat, and I also welcome Jasper Frank and Motili to this morning coffee. Good to see you. I want to thank each and everyone who is here around me for supporting me on this journey and supporting the channel. If you want to become a rare hodler, there's not much space left on the screen for sure. Then you just have to subscribe to the channel and subscribe to the rare hodler tier on the channel. That is the way to support me. Otherwise, if you don't want to spend any cent because you need everything to still ape in crypto, then you can just drop a like on these live streams, subscribe to the channel, tick the notification and so on, and then we are also good to go. Adam says good day. Delanium says hello, new to your channel, welcome to the channel. I hope you like what you find, and let's drop right into the chart. So the weekly close is in, we see it here, another green weekly close for Bitcoin, another all-time high close for Bitcoin, obviously not on the week high, but another altcoin high. So we are seeing the bullish momentum continues for Bitcoin. We're anticipating a steeper correction at some point, but you can see that the week previously, which we closed in the red, was actually a 7% correction. We're still anticipating that at some point there should be such an impulse move, should have a corrective move, but we don't quite know where it will take place, only that it will scare the hell out of people once that happens. But we see, quickly to recap, that the RSI is on the weekly at 74, right? So there's still room to go before you have this kind of a correction. The TSI is still broadening as well as the Mcade, so we're fine here on the weekly, right? And as every week is opening in the red, that's normal, because what happens is that after bullish close, everyone's stacking longs, so the whales, they're going to liquidate everyone, and then they're pushing the price higher. If we're looking at the daily, we can really see how this works. We have like a big fat indecision candle here with long wicks to both sides, which could imply a trend reversal, but doesn't have to, right? But what we really see is that probably longs and shorts were stacked, and the market just, or the market makers just decided to get them wrecked one by one before we can continue, just so that there's not so much leverage. And that is sometimes the exchanges themselves that are doing this to reset the fees in both directions, and to really like to liquidate people that are positioned leverage long and leverage short at the same time. Hey, Patrick Bultman, another rare hodler. Chris Klein says, love this channel and show, support this man, folks. Hey, hopefully we're growing in this cycle quite a bit, but I will never forget the people that were supporting this channel from the beginning. So good day to each and every one, and let's look at the bullish news. Look at this big fat bullish news coming in from Amazon. Amazon shareholders request the company explores ads in Bitcoin to its treasury. So we see this here. Resolved shareholders request that the board conduct an assessment to determine if adding Bitcoin to the company's treasury is the best long-term interest of shareholders. I mean, Amazon could do some business with Bitcoin. Not only for that, like Amazon could implement features where they pay people in Bitcoin, right? Where they add it as a payment option, but like adding Bitcoin to its treasury, that's what Amazon shareholders want now, obviously, because they saw MicroStrategy. This is exactly the game theory that is playing out. Delanium asked, when did you start your channel, brother? I want to answer quickly. That was in the last bull run, in like end of last bull run, 2021, in November 2021, I think. I think we have already been in the bear market or something like that. But yeah, that was when I started. I think October, November, somewhere there. So crazy stuff here, because the game theory is playing out right now, where you have some companies adopting Bitcoin. They do extremely well. The shareholders of the other companies that don't have Bitcoin pressuring the board to adopt Bitcoin before it's too late. So also they have to do it, probably, or potentially Amazon and some others, they might take longer. They might act quickly, but if they take longer, this would be something for the next cycle even. So we will have to see, right? Then also we have Michael Saylor, MicroStrategy, which basically caused this, just buying another round of Bitcoin at all-time highs. We see the two green dots here. So this is basically this is the fifth time in a row that Michael Saylor is posting this himself. Like you see here, right? Still too much blue on Saylor tracker. So he wants to buy more. That's basically what he's saying. And that in itself can push the price higher, because these buys are not of small nature. These buys are usually a couple of billion US dollars. And we have seen buys of 3 billion, we've seen buys of a couple of 100 million, 1 billion, but there's still a program from MicroStrategy to put in another close to 40 billion, into that portfolio. So that is what they're planning. And now let's look at what we think is going to happen in the next couple of days. Actually, we have to talk about the days, right? So you see here the lucky number, the 88 days. This is the previous altcoin season, which I made a video yesterday as well about, like the indicators. And once you're coming into the altcoin territory, you're basically staying there for when it's real altcoin season, not like this fake out here, but real altcoin season. You're staying there for about 88 days, 90 days, 3 months, which would put us in the end of February, right? So these gains can come swift and quickly. And we're just here. We didn't reach the 100 yet. We just entered this with the last week. Now we have a little bit of a retracement, but we have not pushed to these highs just yet. But we're just at an 82 versus a 100 in that cycle. And if you would go on this metric, you can watch my video also for that. If you would go before this time in 2021, you would see that we had the same small altcoin season before the real altcoin season, right? So even that is repeating in the same way. So that is really good to see. Also, if you change the time frame on this, you can say, okay, according to the altcoin season index, altcoin seasons are not even in altcoin year yet. So we see the past altcoin seasons here. This is the first altcoin season that we ever had in 2018, 17 to 18. And then the last altcoin season. And here you see, like, this is the double top push, so to say, on the altcoin season. And here's this little fake out that we saw in a smaller time frames here. But if you look in the comparison on the yearly, this time we're not even there yet. Like we would only have something like a rounding bottom. So what on the time frame that we looked at before, like maybe that's a weekly to that's a daily to a weekly. So this is a weekly. We are only at a 55, not even in the altcoin year 75. So maybe there's another push necessary to bring us into this territory. And we see that we visited it 3 times there in the last run. So this is another thing to consider, that this indicator didn't even really flash that we have started this big fat massive altcoin run, right? But the most important thing, obviously, is to analyze quickly where we are in this altcoin cycle. And if you look at the crypto total market cap without BTC and Ethereum, so the total 3, you see that we're just about to break out, which traditionally, and you see this in the last cycle, is only halfway through the altcoin pump, right? So halfway through the entire crypto run up, and before all of the massive gains. So you can see here, and we will look at it also in the charts in a second, but you can really see that we're just back to all-time highs, right? So if you're looking at total 2, we see that we are at the moment a little bit getting rejected at the previous all-time high, right? So you see this here. We have broken the yellow line, right? Yellow line being the neckline for this cup and handle pattern. We have broken that. Now we went to all-time high. And by the way, we have called all of this like many weeks and months ago on this channel. We've talked about this downward sloping handle to the cup, the breakout on this chart, on the others chart, on the total 3, on many altcoins. We've talked about this, right? So we are there. We are now there to challenge the all-time high where price discovery begins, right? From here to here, and we get this rejection, okay? So you see this rejection. I think this is only part of maybe a bigger picture forming where we quickly consolidate under the previous all-time high, and then we are going higher, right? And then it's really price discovery. So I think what already happened is the push of this third wave here out of the total 2, right? So total 2 is on the all-time high. That means this is the market cap without Bitcoin, but all the other coins. So we can also look at the total 3 to find similarities, and we will quickly see that also the total 3 is actually trying to break that already before the total 2. That must be because of Solana, right? So if you're seeing that might be a breakout, right? So you go from all-time high candle bodies you already have your breakout, right? And the funny thing is, we didn't look at the total 3 for like months, right? And we still have everything in that from that time, because the total 2 was interesting and the others were interesting. But look, we put this, we have put this this potential run up in here, and it's just following it to the T. So we will see how this looks. Obviously, it's not that prolonged as it is in here, but just to have a notion how this could look in the end, right? Now, breakout on the total 3, meaning Ethereum is not performing, right? If this is breaking out before the total 2, means Ethereum is not really performing. We have a lot of volume. All the indicators are looking bullish for the total 3. So this is without Ethereum potentially retesting on top of the previous all-time high and then going, right? So this might be the loading for the massive run that we are anticipating is going to happen. Others chart, same setup, right? Cup, handle. It's a very cluttered up chart. Maybe we have to unclutter it in a while. But maybe this line can already be like this was downward sloping resistance for this cup and handle, right? Maybe we can get rid of it now so we see a little bit more. But look at this. So for the others, we are getting rejected also at almost the all-time high. We're not quite there yet, but we get this last retracement. And what I anticipate is when the top 10 run, that the top 10 will break their all-time high. This chart will go on the all-time high and have a little bit more of consolidation before it also runs, right? That at least would make sense, where the large cap would be absolutely firing and the smaller caps not so much just yet, right? We will see. But what we have here is a big fat inverse head and shoulders that just broke out, right? If you take all of this, you have this big fat inverse head and shoulders, or if you want, cup and handle that just broke out. Like if you compare the size of this small breakout here to the breakout that we already have here on something like this, right? Is way smaller, or on the total 2 if you want to. I think the total 2 versus total 3 is super interesting, but if you look at this size of the breakout, you don't only have the small blip, right? Like in the others chart. So I think the smaller altcoins, they're behind, they're running behind, they're lagging behind a little bit, which absolutely makes sense, right? It also means that on smaller coins, there's way more potential for the move. So the breakout target for this cup and handle from this breakout, from where we are to this breakout target is about 143% still to go on the entire market outside of the top 10. That means that on average, every coin on average should 2.5x. But that means that many coins are doing way more, while other coins are underperforming a little bit more. That would be the breakout target, and then some, right? That we will see how this looks in the end, right? But that would make absolute sense, and then probably a nasty correction, and then a fifth wave push into the end of this altcoin rally. And I think it's going to probably happen throughout the next couple of weeks and months, right? So what would that be? What would it be, like 88 days from here would be March, right? That would all would be done within this, and then maybe a second push, right? But all the altcoin season would be done within the next 85 days or so. It would all, like this run up would happen exactly in this time frame, right? So we will see. If we get a longer correction right now, maybe that gets a little bit prolonged. It's too much of a crystal ball to look at stuff like that. But what is interesting and what could maybe prolong this as well is that if you look at the Pi cycle top indicator, and you can pull this up. It's what is that URL to share this with you as well? What is that site? Bitcoin Magazine Pro. So there are many sites out there. Just look for Bitcoin Pi cycle indicator. But what I want to show to you is that here you see the yellow line and the blue line, right? On this pi cycle indicator. And the top is usually in when they cross, right? So you can anticipate a top when they are very close. So you see like here, before the red line comes, there is the small cross, right? The red line is basically where they really cross mathematically. Also here, red line cross, right? If you look at this, 2 red lines, 2 crosses, basically 2 tops in one market with one bear market in between. That was the early stages of Bitcoin, something like so little volume and so on that this could happen. But you see, it called all the tops correctly, except this one top where we believe that this might have been an outlier and a fake out, a scam top, right? So we could say before we call the Bitcoin top in, we should at least have very close to each other lines. That's not the case. They're nowhere near. Like this is more like 2016-17 cycle. You see this where you already have this run up and the lines, they're still not close to each other, right? I think that there could be more movement out of Bitcoin, which would mean that maybe we are seeing a Bitcoin top only in 3 or 4 or 5 months, right? We don't exactly know, but we are going to keep a close eye on this indicator, as together with our TSI, right, that we are observing here on the monthly. You see how everything's green still on the monthly, but together with our RSI, right, at only 76. So RSI is not overbought like it is usually in other bull runs, right? So let's see this here, right here, last bull run. This is how the RSI looks. Bull run before, this is how the RSI looks, right? Always going to like 96. Here it went to 91, 92. Here we are only at 76, so RSI not there yet. TSI not there yet, not on the trend line yet. And Mcade broadening, right? So we are anticipating that Bitcoin is still running. If Bitcoin is still running, altcoins are definitely not done, right? So that is what we're looking at. And then, as I showed in my last video also, MVRVZ score, so market value versus realized value comparison, meaning we're nowhere near the accelerated zone, right? So last time we just dipped into it, and this supports the theory that this bull run has been basically the blow off top that it should have had has been cut off by the strange things that happened in the sea crisis, right? This weird monetary expansion plus immediately going back to rate hikes, right? But usually what you're seeing in MVRVZ score is this massive spikes when the top comes in, right? So entering this red zone, overshooting massively, you're seeing stuff like that, right? And no matter which cycle you look at, right, even the pre-cycle stuff, even here, you don't see this type of MVRVZ score yet, even for the Bitcoin. So I think we might be even premature in calling the big fat altcoin season, right? We might be even premature on that, as we have seen that the yearly altcoin season has not started, right? So maybe we have to look at this time frame and say, okay, maybe this all is just not the real altcoin season just yet, right? Maybe you see that pi cycle is not converging even. MVRVZ score says we're not there yet. If we're looking at the rainbow chart, yes, maybe you can say, okay, we are in the hodl type, but we're not in orange territory just yet, right? You see this here, the rainbow chart. If you go to the new, like this is the original rainbow chart. So if you would take the original rainbow chart, right, you are even in accumulation phase. So crazy. This is the new model, a little bit adjusted model. These all are based on like power of law or stuff like that, right? There are charts, stock to flow and so on, right? So if you go to the sites, you can look, for example, fear and greed, right? Let's see here. You can look at fear and greed, we see this here. It's unbelievable that we have actually been in fear territory when we were in this bull flag. It shows you how degenerate this space already is, like how the space evolved. If you go to stock to flow, for example, you can also look at where you are in the cycle. So also according to stock to flow, nowhere near the top, right, for Bitcoin. You see this phase is getting a little bit orange, so I would estimate that we are about, it's like somewhere in the middle of the move, right? 2017 to 18, if you look at the at this stock to flow coloring here, and you say, okay, we are in a cycle that mimics that cycle, well, there's so much more to come. It's crazy, right? So if we anticipate that this previous cycle is broken and we mimic one cycle like this, we are going to go so much higher. We're going to make so much more gains. By the way, guys, make sure to smash up the like button. We have 50 people here, so we need to see 50 likes now for this crypto bull run to continue, to go to smash through all-time highs. Very important to do that. We also see a couple of people here in the chat. MVE, good morning, what's up? Dom Vu, my rare hodler, good morning. Is more the tea type, it seems. Or is this a coffee jar? Green Lantern, my rare hodler. GM boys present, driving, paying attention, and like the stream. By the way, close the Omi long to pay for dinner. Wow. But that is looking good, I think. We will look at Ecomi in a second. But congratulations to that Omi long. The breakout happened, a wild breakout. Pro Legendary sub boys, what's up, man? If we are in alt season, are we going to top off in 3 months, or are we going to see 2 altcoin seasons? That is a good question. That is a very good question, and it's very difficult to answer that, I think. Yeah, we're not sure, let's say. We're not sure. Let's see. Global liquidity M2 versus Bitcoin price. Let's check this also out. This is interesting as well, because, okay, so I think you have to pay the premium or so. But yeah, okay, there's too much missing on that one. Or we don't know the new data here. I don't know why this is grayed out. But yeah, global liquidity also very important. What else can we look at? Not too much on that one. So yeah, we can look at the altcoin season index ourselves, right? So this is the altcoin season index on the daily, which is not so important, but we can also look at the monthly. And on the monthly, we see this is the first time that we hit a higher score, right, for an altcoin season index. But let's look at the year, and there we see, okay, on the yearly, we are not there yet, right? So this is what we have been looking at. Let's put this here in the picture. Okay, so that is what we have been looking at, and we are at a 53, so this is real time. Well, we have, I don't know, but it seems that we have a long way to go. I mean, it seems that we haven't, like the last cycle, we have gone into 3 times into the territory, right? So that is crazy. I mean, even into 2022, we had basically 3 altcoin season pushes. And now, according to this indicator, we don't even have 1. It's not altcoin season yet. So if you're looking at your portfolio and says it looks nice, well, make sure to take your initial investment as soon as possible, as soon as multiple X's are out, right? But then you can put yourself a nice strategy, because according to this indicator, we are going much, much higher. Much, much higher. But I know that there will be times where everyone will be extremely fearful, because at some point a big pullback will come. It will be 20% or 30% out of Bitcoin it will be absolutely devastating in the altcoin market, where 50% of the gains will be wiped out in the matter of 1 or 2 weeks, and then the next push will come, right? So, and that will be the real challenge, to hodl through these times. To hodl through these times and not fumble the overall opportunity, right? That will be the big deal. I have summed this up in my last video, so if you want to watch that, you can. Let's check out the market on these days. We're seeing a lot of red in the market. We see corrections in most of the altcoins. Chainlink still up, Beam is up, Pepe is 2.5%, Rune is up, XMR is up, but the rest down. HBAR -6, Ondo -7, everything else -3 to 5. So not too bad, but like it is what it is. Beginning of the week, liquidations are happening, and then next longs. Some meme coins are pumping. We see Baby Doge is up, and Sushi Swap, which is not a meme coin, is also up by 23%, which makes sense, right? That the swaps, the DEX protocols are up a little bit when people are switching, right? Oh, hey, Chris Thomas, good to see you. Good morning, all. Good to see you, man. Turbo is up 10%. Let's see, top 200. Here the biggest mover is Fartcoin. I mean, you see the condition the space is in, right? And what is possible. Really bigger retracements out of Yearn Finance, Zerebro, and 0x0. Oct is also up, like Octchain and ACX. And we are looking at one more, because we have a green candle here, a green bubble here, where everything else is correcting except a couple of them. It's unfortunately not leading the space, but PIN 40%. But then it's ALF, and then it's OMI, right? So OMI is on the forefront right now and actually gets visibility. And we see that OMI has climbed to rank 375 again, which is really good, because the more this climbs, the more it will get visibility. And also some exchanges might list it out of nowhere, which we are going to see as well, without asking the team, just because the liquidity is high, right? So we see here OMI a 93, whopping 93% on the monthly, as well as on the week, 17% on the day. So Ecomi is still in the positive momentum. Checking render. Check render. Render. Here we go. Render is 3. It is down 2.5% on the day. I still hodl my render. I've only taken out until now my initial investment, and I'm up. It was super small money, but I'm up like 1,500%. Still beating myself up of not having aped a little bit more into that, but like that's crazy. Why is everything crashing? All following the same BTC pattern. Pretty strange odds, as if whale scripted it all. It's the nature of this market to follow Bitcoin, right? It's like Bitcoin does something, the market follows. Only when Bitcoin tops out, the market will get a life of its own, where things are randomly pumping out of nowhere as these profits fall into it. But right now, it's as is scripted, because the market is following this leader. At some point, Ethereum will develop a life of its own once it's breaking here, once the breakout happens. So once this breakout happens here, this is the target since for Ethereum. Right now, that's not the case, and it's absolutely normal. And by the way, that's not a crash. This is just some hovering around. This is not a crash. Wait until your altcoin goes down 30% as a healthy correction, and you have to hodl through that, and your portfolio loses like 30% of its value or something like that, right? So that's absolutely normal. What we are witnessing in these bubbles is only this small retracement after a breakout as approaching all-time high. This is your market. You are up in the last, since August, you are up a whopping 184%, and now you are correcting after almost putting a 3x into the entire market. You have a 5.8% correction. That is not a crash. This is a crash. Like, this is a crash, right? This here, last bear market, that's a crash. 75% drawdown, or even from the all-time high to the downwards 86%. That's a crash. Not what we are seeing right now. What we are seeing right now is part of the game. You have to grow balls of steel or diamond hands or whatever you want to call it, if you want to live through the phase and reach the point where this altcoin season really prints multiples. And right now that's just not the case. First, we need all the crypto degens to go to Christmas dinner and show everyone how they are up on their favorite altcoins, right? Some look at some altcoins. Okay, let's go. First of all, Mcade. Look at altcoins, Mcade. Here, you see that? We have talked about it. Very much bullish setup. Now here's your break. The breakout only happened. This looks nice from the gains perspective, but really very likely it's going like, you will not even recognize actually where the setup came from. It's just going to go like this. Yeah, so like this. I think Mcade is completely going to explode. Next one, Bullet Slurp asks for VeVe. So let's look at VeVe as well. Also broke out of this range, ready to go. A little bit of a retest together with the market here, but nothing too crazy. Like, that's a crash, right? Not that. Let's keep things into perspective, right? You guys do not have enough Mcade. Pro Legendary says it all. We actually do not have enough Mcade. We do not have enough of VeVe maybe. VeVe looks good overall. We still have, like, back to all-time high. VeVe would make 4-point-something x, right? So 4-point-something x trade to go back to all-time high. Then we will see how this pattern plays out. Let's look at Arweave as well. We haven't looked at Arweave some time. Oh yeah, there we go, right? Here's your retest, also like retest with the market, or retracement with the market, small one after breakout. We haven't really moved in a bigger way. I think we will pump up to this high at some point, and then potentially close this cup and handle, and then completely run for Arweave, right? So Arweave just recently has crossed bullish on the TSI weekly, right? This only recently happened. Where the other market is already looking like this, right? Arweave just has a little bit of a life of its own, right? So Arweave is a good one, right? Drop yours in the chat. The graph USDT. Let's see, like the graph also, right? The same setup, right? That it wants to form here. The graph also didn't break out yet. Also the small retracement here. I think we will continue the trajectory higher. The week has just started, but the graph is also looking really nicely. I mean, we can do that for many coins here. For example, Vechain. So what do we have on the thumbnail today? Like Vechain. Vechain already broke out from this setup. Also small, like bigger retracement actually, if you look in the daily time frame. But normal, right? It encountered major resistance here, up here. We are almost at the target. We corrected 20% already, and obviously people are talking about a crash or something like that, but it's really not. Like, you just had such a huge impulsive move. So if you look at this move for Vechain, it was a 310% move in the matter of, what is that? Let's measure again just how long this was. 29 days. You had a 4x in 29 days. And now you have a 20% correction. This is only the beginning of this large move for Vechain, in my opinion. So this is how it looks on the weekly. I think we are going to go much higher for Vechain, and this is the same as like how is Solana looking, for example. Solana on Coinbase. Also, we are going to our target of 300. So here also we basically said that, right? That we expect Solana to have a retracement before it really runs. Solana is sitting exactly like the market, the entire market, at all-time high, having a retracement. I mean, it's absolutely natural, then going to probably 300 and then going beyond, right, in price discovery. Breakout target here for this is $306 for Solana. I think Solana will run more. Everything on top of Solana is going to run once Solana is going to go into this price discovery, potentially approaching at some point $1,000. I think it will fall short of $1,000, but it could go to $1,000 or close to $1,000. Could go, right? That would be about 4x from here. That would make sense. So overall, we're still waiting for Christmas dinner to have people then Google the stuff here. We see that after Bitcoin had its push to 100K, we have a fall off in the search term here. We have a constant 6 now, 7, 6 on the altcoin market. So people are already looking for altcoins. NFTs still at 2 instead of 1. And we see that NFTs are getting some momentum on social media, right? So people that are in the space, they are talking about NFTs. So this is the time where I want to talk a little bit about Ecomi and VeVe. And let's start this out with Ecomi. So what we're seeing is that Ecomi has actually closed a bullish candle, and this is the first time in a long time, a bullish candle in this market. And funny thing, I posted this in the Rare Hodler group. I always drew, and I want to be very transparent, I always drew this wedge like this, taking in basically the candle bodies, and it saw that it looked like we're breaking out to the downside. I actually made a mistake there, and I apologize, because it should have been the wicks, right? And then this falling wedge is still a pattern, right? It should have been the wicks here. Now we have a breakout to the upside, and there's not really also if you would take the wick here on the upside, then you would, this is a big discussion now, right? Because if you take the wicks on the upside, you're basically finding yourself still within this wedge, right? But if you take only candle bodies, you have yourself a clean breakout. So little bit of a how is this coffee residual look for the truth teller? Yeah, a little bit difficult. But what is undeniable here is the following. Massive volume. I mean, what the heck? And this is something different. Like all these other spikes, like that we see here, right? All these other spikes, it's like, the volume was really wasn't really that great. But now for VeVe, for Ecomi, big fat volume spike here on the weekly, and indicators going bullish. Okay, and RSI not even overbought. So this is exactly what we were looking for, and now the question is, will we hold it, right? Will we hold? Will we develop a new pattern? Will we even continue and break to the upside, right? On the weekly. So I think that is great. We have integration with Stacker. We have some bullish things going on in the chart. So hopefully we will have this news follow up on that. As Trucking Hank already says correctly, we have steady user growth on VeVe, and making this link between Omi and VeVe will probably, plus influencer marketing and so on, will probably draw more attention to Ecomi, and actually have Ecomi not miss this bull run. That was really, really great. Let's refresh here, because I think there's something stuck on the, I don't even know why, but there's something stuck on this chart, right? I mean, we have seen this, actually it's not stuck. The number is different. It just looks the same because we haven't passed this mega run up here. So, but let's see. Since December 1st, 9:30. Okay, so since December 1st, we got another 53 people or so in the VeVe app. That's okay, right? For no NFT season, that's fine. Yeah, Stacker is broken at the moment. They are doing something on Stacker. I also can't really do anything with Stacker. So today we won't be able to look at Stacker sales, but we can look at what's happening in the market, and we will see the transfers, for example, in the last minute, someone scooping up stuff, right? Like look at that, like 5, 6, 7 Tarzan comics. So we see like in the last minutes we have some people buying comics. We have a Harlequin that sold. This comic, the Spider-Man here, is let's put it so you can really see what's happening. The Spider-Man comic is actually going up quite a bit, ASM1 in floor price. We do have also mints that are happening from the market, but we really see an increase in transfers on the market. So this is interesting. Let's see if it continues. If Stacker would work, we would be able to look at it. Also, people are buying the new Assassin's Creed stuff, buying VeVe logos, buying a lot of Batgirl. Actually, has been bought up by the same person. So this is overall very interesting on VeVe, right? That we actually get some momentum there. That is nice. I said it before. I will say it again. The NFT run will come, and VeVe will be a part of it. I'm telling it. It's going to happen. You will see it in your floor prices, and we see it, and we will see it in OMI prices. But one more thing for OMI. So yesterday there was this news, and I think the listing has already happened. There is an exchange that is called KCEX, right? That exchange has about 50,000 followers on X, not on Stacker. And there is an OMI listing for leverage trading. I think it's derivatives, right? Obviously, you have to be careful. So we see that, and there will be people trading on that. So here we see it from CryptoBro. The KCEX website only lists its registration as a money service business with FinCEN, which is insufficient for legally operating as an exchange in the US. It does not seem to have other essential registrations, such as state-level money transmitter license, blah, blah. Okay, so it's good that people are doing the research on that. I also posted about it, and I'm very grateful for Living Aloha, for example, also commenting a little bit more on this. So we see here another Seychelles exchange, but it looks to be able to US and Canada. Here are two scary things that from KCX: risk and disclaimer on the side. Compliance risk: platform users bear the risk of violating national laws and regulation in cryptocurrency trading. I think so. Be aware of stuff like that when you're using these super small exchanges, because they usually don't have all the licenses and so on. They can be shut down. We saw this with other shitty small exchanges, but that doesn't mean that it cannot add to the volume of VeVe, because there will be to volume of Ecomi, because there will be people using that for whatever reason. There will be people using that. You don't have to be the person to use that, but just be aware that VeVe was that Ecomi was listed there, and Ecomi will be traded on this exchange, right? So someone else commented that this is it's a futures listing. That means people can now leverage short OMI. That also means that they can be liquidated on leverage short, by the way, which is okay. Someone said, why do you think it pumped already? Now watch the dump. We will see if that actually happens, because there are some things that we already covered going on in background, like For example, the lawsuit going apparently well for Ecomi and VeVe. Stuff like that. So we can be cautiously bullish on a couple of things. Also, someone posted this: never sell your Bitcoin.eth at Mo Collections, by the way. I don't know if Mo is here. So that is Mo Collections, probably from our chat, posting, this is Omi on a monthly chart. Notice the volume signals are tremendously higher this month than any month in Omi history. Higher volume at a bottom, more Omi in hands on people longing the coin. Here we see it. The entire volume profile that exists. This is the highest volume in Ecomi history, and actually one of the rare green monthly candle closes that we see here. So that is probably what we were waiting for. And let's just assume that I am already convinced on this, right? Maybe we see a little bit retracement here, okay? But let's just say I'm convinced on this breakout. I am still buying right now at lower levels, or according to these lows here, and I did not, like, because I said from like through all this time not really adding, not buying. Now we see a breakout. Now we will see how it consolidate reacts. I can still buy in at 0006, right? Obviously that was a nice trade for everyone who bought in here, but if you consider like buying all of this, you would not average the same as this here, right? So I can just buy this and then calmly ride the waves here if we're continuing on a bullish momentum, right? Guys, by the way, smash up the like button if you appreciate the coverage on the Omi, and let's look a little bit more on bullish stuff. So here is also Jesse Bass saying, just to be 100% clear, me and the Bass community would have welcomed Pudgy Penguins, right? Pudgy Penguins launching their own token. Pudgy Penguins and their token with open arms, and we are excited to collaborate with Abstract Chain on scaling Ethereum. My hope is that folks bridge the token to Base alongside Solana and we grow together. Okay, and we had then here Foster commenting on that. Thankfully, the Omi token understood the assignment and are building on Base with their fast and secure transactions. With hundreds of brands and IP, Omi powers the utility for the VeVe official ecosystem. Look forward to growing and building alongside you, Jesse Pollock. And this is what we need. It would have been even better to comment on that from the Ecomi channel, but okay, we are fine, right? Over 2.5% of all Omi tokens in circulation are already on Base. All of the features and utilities designed for the token will run on Base. This could be also the reason for the pump, because you basically make now advertisement to everyone who's bullish on Base, right? So I think that's good that this interaction happens. Tweets like that get attention. Yeah, Pudgy Penguins, 200,000 followers in the NFT space, by the way, right? So one more here from me. Is also starting to post again, right? The calm before the storm. Here we see like Pudgy Penguins being on the forefront of the NFTs. And by the way, do you remember? There was a MetaMona interview where I think the Pudgy Penguins guy was sitting with David Yu, right? So if they see this is the last tweet in this thread. So we see a lot of like NFTs trying to capture the initial attention, like here this Phantom Wallet post, GM woke up feeling pudgy. So we see like crypto stuff is posting about NFTs, probably to show that these NFTs are supported by the Phantom Wallet. By the way, I have if you see this here, there is the little Phantom Wallet sign. You see this up here, like Phantom Wallet? You see this here? Yeah, there is it. There it is. I have it also. Let's go. Would you buy $1,500 of Vechain right now? I don't have to, because I'm sitting on 100,000 Vechain tokens. I bought them at about 2 cents. So that's fine for me. Do I think it will be a profitable trade? Yes, but be careful. Be careful, right? So I'd probably, if I had, and this is only me, right? If I had $1,500 right now, I would probably put 500 in Mcade, 500 in, like I would put them in smaller coins right now, to be honest with you, to be completely honest. Like everyone wants that I say, yeah, put them all in Vechain, right? So that the token pumps, man. Like $1,500 doesn't really pump my bag. So you might as well take some risks here. And not financial advice. I mean, you decide what you do. If you buy a Pudgy Penguin, I don't think you can, but like an NFT, I'm fine with that as well. Like whatever you want to do. But I personally, what I would do is I would go with the smaller coins that have this massive, massive upside, right? Asking for yourself, like I don't know. I would look through the coins here, like Mcade. I mean, Mcade, for example, you have the setup, right? It just broke out. Maybe there's a retest, maybe not, right? But you just broke out of a massive, big fat bullish pattern. This coin just launched, never has seen a bull market, is now technically in price discovery. So this, you always have to see this. This is a trade that maximum duration 3 months, right? Maximum duration. But what if like this? Like Mcade, what's the market cap? Like 40 million now? I think it can easily go 10x, right? I don't know, what would that be? What would it look like, right? Oh, that's too much. 10x here, 1000% would look reasonable, right? Maybe it goes more. Randy just tweeted new VeVe update. Oh, maybe a new wallet update. Sorry, not wallet. App update. You mean, right? Okay, so back to VeVe, guys. Back to VeVe. So what we're looking at is that also the floors on VeVe are moving, and it gets attention, right? You remember, partner statue was around 1,000, 1,500. Now it's at $2,000. So partner statue just 2x'd within a couple of days or maybe weeks. Once you can buy partners with crypto via Stacker World, you will see a supply shock. Those who bought the top, those who bought the bottom are holding. Crypto whales plus OMI to NFT is VeVe going nuts. And we see it here, right? I mean, we have a couple of listings here of the partner statue. Unfortunately, we cannot look at these right now on Stacker, but we're seeing like the floor is relatively thin. I don't know how it looks right now. There will be new listings as well, but we will have some kind of a seller exhaustion. And it's not the only post. Like, 1 second. I saw another one, but it's not here. I saw another one posting about Miles Morales and so on. So we see some floors moving, and that will create excitement, right? Look at this from Comics and Crypto. Just to give you an idea of the money that goes into grails, right? So this is obviously a one of one technically. The red slippers worn by Judy Garland in The Wizard of Oz has just sold on Heritage Auction for $32.5 million. Okay. The holy grail of the Hollywood memorabilia. Obviously, that is the holy grail of the Hollywood stuff and so on. It's a one of one. But look at the money. Look at how much money flows into collectibles and into memorabilia, right? Crazy stuff. Mcade Vibe says, I know you mentioned Mcade, but I think people don't quite get what a monster it is. Russ and the team are elite, and they have their plan all set. 2025 gonna be mind-blowing, will dominate GameFi. I agree with you, and the pumpermentals on Mcade, they're really good, right? The pumpermentals on Mcade are really nice. Hey Adam, what is going on? Good to see you. Look at this golden badge on this rare hodler, man. Like Adam, one of the OGs of the early days. Wow. as well as a couple of others here, right? As well as, for example, Green Lantern, Golden Badge. I don't know, like a couple of people. Some are close, like Trucking Hank probably close to Golden Badge already. We will see. So don't forget to sign up as a rare hodler. Also, you can join the Telegram group where you will get info like very, very early. Hey guys, cash out via Omi soon, much cheaper, says Jasper Frank. I am, says I hate Randy Chavez. Guys, please, come on. Like, you can dislike someone, but hate is always not a good thing. Like, I mean, just chill, Don't hate, not good, right? Please. That's not good. I mean, the thing is, you can despise someone, you can dislike someone, you can hate someone, but it's all like, it comes back to you not feeling well because of it, and the other one just doesn't care, right? So there are probably people out there, maybe even watching, like, I have always like 2 to 3 dislikes, right? People like 70 likes, by the way, smash up the like button or smash up the dislike button. I don't really care, but I'm living rent free in a couple of people's heads, right? It's not good for you. This is the problem. Like, don't focus on that. Focus on like getting your bags up, right? Adam says, thank you for the nature video. More to come. Be prepared. I will. By the way, this is good for as an announcement also. By the way, here let's run in the background. Let's run the VeVe. Let's run the VeVe clip here in the background without sound. So there's a new collectible. These collectibles start to look way better than they have been before, but there will be way more nature clips, and I can already tell you I will not be streaming on Friday morning because I will be on a plane to Brazil. So we are going to have videos and live streams from Brazil. That, first of all, will influence the time, because I'm definitely not going to wake up in the middle of the night to keep this time, right? So make sure to tick the little bell to get notified when I stream and so on. But we will also have videos from different scenarios in Brazil, right? That's going to happen. We will have more nature videos, and we will have live streams from Brazil. And guys, if you want to see drop streams, I will try to make it happen for drop stream. Unfortunately, so maybe from Brazil we can have some drop stream, but unfortunately the drops with this time change are always in the middle of when I am at work, right? So that is a bit crazy. Troy Paris says, I was waiting for Bigfoot to come out of the woods behind PH in the woods. Maybe I can do it with this collectible, or sorry. But yeah, gladly I was not overrun by Bigfoot, but I really love, it's crazy, but I grew up in the north of Germany, right? The north of Germany, extremely cold and rainy, right? I love rainy weather. You won't believe it, but I love to walk in the forest or by the lake or by rivers, whatever, while it's a little bit rainy, right? So that definitely that definitely is something that just makes me feel good, right? It makes me feel alive. It makes me feel the cold air in the face, the raindrops on leaves on the ground and in the twigs and in the trees. Maybe some wind moving the trees, giving you the sound of forest. It's really good. And sometimes I like to do it only for myself. Sometimes I like to do it to give you guys a nice scenario on the video. The big problem is in winter we have a short window of light, right? So during work it's really difficult because you go to work and it's basically just light now. You come back from work, it's already dark. So when do I go to take the videos for you, right? It's very difficult. Jasper says Randy is smarter than some realize whales love him. Yeah, that and that is also fine. Like some people like him, some people don't like him, and but what you really don't have to do is like you don't have to pick a person and hate on that person, right? I mean, you can dislike, you can make fun, you can disagree with what they are saying, but no need for openly hating on someone. Anyways, guys, make sure to smash up the like button, subscribe to the channel, notifications on, as we are heading into very, very good time. We are already in it, by the way, for Ecomi, for VeVe, for smaller altcoins, for bigger altcoins. Everything is going to go crazy. So we are set to make life-changing, if not wife-changing money. Who knows? Some people need the wife-changing money. So yeah, smash the likes for that one. If I don't see 50 likes, I don't know what I do. Then I have to like my own video. So guys, please don't make me like my own video, right? So smash up the like button for that. And stay tuned. Tomorrow we will see each other again. So wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. I catch you in the next video or live stream. Have a good one.